Welcome back to the presentation podcast. I'm Quiva.
I'm Laura.
And I'm Mira.
And today we're going to be talking about going back to school and how we feel about COVID and going back to school with that again. And how we feel about fifth year for ourselves, because we're going to fifth year now. Can't go. But anyway.
How do you feel about going into leaving psycho without having done a junior cert? How are you feeling about the leaving cert?
I'm actually scared.
Terrified.
Because we'll have to, next year, we'll have to sit an exam in a way that we've never sat exams before.
Yeah.
Be our first ever state exam.
Yeah.
And
it's the most important exam then.
And then a lot of people say the reason for the junior cert is to prepare you for the leaving cert, so you know how it works and whatever. We didn't have that.
All we got was pre's.
The pre's are nothing like.
Yeah, our pre's weren't even that serious. They always have the whole, oh yeah, no, you're not allowed to talk, but they didn't really actually care about that. What subjects are you doing? Are you excited for them or worried or what?
I'm doing music, geography, biology, and then the ones you have to do: English, Irish, maths, French. We're doing the same things.
See, then I'm a complete loner doing a few of those classes with you in most.
No, half of the subjects you're doing, we're also doing, because
I know, yeah, but it's the choice ones we're not. I think the only choice one we have together is biology. Because I'm doing biology.
Two other subjects we're not in.
Yeah, because I'm doing biology.
Geography.
That's
5
out of 7.
But as well, we have religion and stuff.
Yeah, I forgot we do religion. Also, we're gonna have PE, which I didn't actually realize was a thing. We do PE.
Oh my god! Did you see
that? We know.
Did you see the new PE jumpers?
Yeah, I was so unaware this was happening. I didn't have a clue.
It's a white.
It's
white and it has green here.
Oh wow!
Yeah, you have to get a new one.
Wait, we do.
We don't have to.
I presume you don't have to, but there's a new one.
It's just if you go to get a new one, it'll be the new one.
Yeah,
it'll be the old one.
I need a new one, so I'll have to get it, which I completely forgot about.
I only got a new one last year, so I don't need a new one.
I got my first one in first year and I haven't gotten a new one since because my mother bought all my clothes 8 sizes too big for me and they are still way too big for me. So I always turn up in school with the clothes hanging off of me because they are so big on me.
My PE jumper going into first year was an extra small.
Same, and I wore that up until last year.
And
it fit me, no problem. Perfectly fine.
No problem. I just got a new one because it just felt like I had it too long. Just needed a new one.
I was gonna get a new one last year.
God. I feel like they're probably just oversized. That I was getting away with extra small.
I had that problem with my skirt. Remember my skirt? It used to be, no joke, hanging off of me. It was so loose, so I didn't know what to do with it.
And it was so long.
Yeah, and the only way I could fix it from being too loose was to roll it up. So then it used to be this, and it used to be it looked like it was pleated, but yeah.
And if we were having a choir thing, I get a go and I tie your skirt off.
Yeah, because it was just so loose. It was falling off me. Yeah, it was actually falling off me. That's the first time I remember doing that.
Was pleated.
And Miss Dunphy did not like the way it looked while it was pleated, so I had to.
That's because it was shocking.
It looked so weird.
Which subject are you most excited for?
I want to know who the music teacher is. I feel like it's gonna be Miss Dunphy. Well, I don't know.
No, I'm really excited for music and maths.
I feel like it'll be Miss Dunphy, but the way we had her with Miss Ford, in and out.
Which subject are you most worried for? Because you both said music that you're excited to go back to that one, but what are you most worried about?
Irish.
And Irish. More French.
I don't know about French.
Free language subjects. That's gonna be great fun. because I'm doing Irish and French in
'cause
school,
you're
but then I'm
weird.
doing German as the extra subject as well. So love
Yeah.
that.
What subject are you most excited for and least?
I don't know. I think I'm really excited for PE, oddly, because I thought that I was gonna not want to be doing it. I'm excited for the sciences because I actually like science. I'm so odd that our school doesn't offer the third science, because I definitely would have just gone for the three of them. Because like I know other schools that literally offer like 5 and 6 sciences, and then our schools they're like we offer 2.
I don't want to do science.
I like science. I love chemistry. Kind of wish I picked chemistry, but then it turns out I couldn't have anyway.
'Cause the only thing I like about science is like experiments.
I like
and, like-
chemistry in general because chemistry is very mathsy, and I really like chemistry.
Mm.
But I wouldn't have been able to do it anyway because it clashes with music, and music was my number one choice. So, yeah, I'm actually really
Music
excited
is
for
like
geography.
my number 4.
But I'm really excited for geography too.
Oh yeah, and we have who do we have for geography?
We could have anyone. There's like 4 geography teachers in the school.
I know, yeah, there's like one teacher for most things, and then for geography there's just like 8 of them.
Yeah. Surprising as well, we have a lot of maths teachers in the school as well. We have like 3 that are
Yeah,
there.
it's
And then
maths and
every so
geography.
often we randomly will just
Yeah,
have another teacher there, like the H dips and stuff, like or the PMEs is what they call them, I think. Every year there's always a maths one. But geography, I'd say, is a very popular subject to teach.
Yeah.
yeah. I want to teach geography.
I want to teach music and maths, and they're 2 rare subjects to be taught. So, like, to be able to get teachers. Well, that's what I was told by a music teacher. So
You two are so like you're doing the exact same subjects. You're in the same class. You both want
Can't get rid of her.
the same subjects.
I can't get rid of her.
Excuse me, I can't get rid of you.
I
But
was
I
doing
was
what doing,
getting
and
rid
then
of
you
you.
decided to do music instead of art.
That's because I had to. I didn't have a choice.
You could have done chemistry, or no, you could have done
No, I
music, art,
couldn't.
and geography, and then you wouldn't have been in
I couldn't.
biology with me.
Geography classes with chemistry.
No, I remember you would have, your options were music, biology, and geography, or music, art, and geography. Besides to the
Yeah.
science.
Yeah,
So, can't get rid of her.
I was being safe for myself.
Yeah, I was the same. I wouldn't have picked a science only because, like, when you talk to people about like picking subjects, they're always like, "Oh, do a language and a science just in case." Blah 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 blah. Blah. But like, I don't
Like-
actually need biology at
All my time in secondary school, I always said I was never going to do a science reading cert. And then what did I do? I got the choice to not do it, and I still picked it.
Yeah, I was the same. But luckily enough in our school, like, we have to do like French. So,
Yeah.
how are you feeling about going back with all the COVID?
See, you know me,
I actually
paranoid
don't
forever.
mind. I just not looking forward to the open windows. But I
don't
heard
know.
that
I think like it should be
What's
all
her
grand,
name?
especially because more people are vaccinated now. So like obviously not everyone is going to be vaccinated when we go back, but a few people will be. So I think they aren't
Fair.
doing it.
I
Not
heard
very-
they're doing something. I heard they're doing something about the ventilation, like Nora Foley. Is that her name? Yeah. I heard she's doing something about like having the windows open and all that.
Ventilation
Like,
is
they're finding
necessary,
better
but I
ways
don't know
to
if that's the
ventilate.
best way to do it because it's to be breathing.
Yeah, and our room's even colder.
Your room last year was so cold. How do you?
It's
what do
anytime
you
you came in for maths, you'd actually just start shivering. You were like, "Oh yeah, our room is so cold," and then you walk in, you just be like,
Yeah, I used to always wear my jacket and cheering because I was like, I cannot cope.
we literally
cold.
wore our jackets all day long, and if we were wearing the skirts, we had fluffy socks on with them.
I
'cause we
always
had
have fluffy
the
socks
tights
on.
and then we had the fluffy socks, and usually if we had PE we'd still have fluffy socks, like even then, because it was just that cold that we lived in fluffy socks because it was just that cold.
Or like thick
I
tights
can
and
remember
stuff like
we'd
that.
we'd go into your room and you'd have them scarves from Pennies, the big huge ones.
Oh yeah,
them
like
wrapped around
half of
you like a
them.
blanket.
I think at some point someone started bringing a hot water bottle or was joking about bringing in a hot water bottle. People had themselves wrapped up in scarves and blankets and whatever else. Or like if it did get to a point where we could take off our jackets, we didn't just put them on our chair, we wrapped them around our legs because we were that cold.
But that's because of the position of the classroom and the like.
Yeah. It's just because
We
we
got
get
the sun in the morning.
yeah.
we used to be roasting in the morning, and then as the day went on, the heat would be on, so we still be warm. And then it was the last 3 classes we used to be.
You'd be frozen.
Would ye still wear
Oh!
masks if they weren't mandatory?
Yeah, I would probably. Yeah.
What? I missed the question. I wasn't paying attention.
Would you wear the masks still even if they weren't mandatory? Like if they full on told us you can just not wear the mask if you want, would you just stop wearing it or would you keep wearing it?
It depends on what
Yeah,
the
it depends what level.
situation's like.
Yeah, it depends
Yeah,
what level of COVID.
Depends
you're
what situation's like.
Yeah.
We all know your answer. No matter what the case was, you would be wearing.
Oh
it.
yeah, no matter what, I'd still be wearing it. But I have at-risk parents, so it's kind of
I
reasonable.
do too.
like-
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I was gonna ask earlier, but then do you like the station classes or do you prefer moving around? You don't
I
like it?
prefer
Sometimes
moving around.
I prefer moving around. Like I used to love after 40 minutes you'd be on the walk for yourself.
That's
Yeah.
true. Like sometimes I loved it and sometimes I hated it, but I'm not gonna lie.
I like to change the scenery.
Yeah, and I think it's as well because then you always know where the teachers are because they have a specific room. So if you're looking for a teacher, you can just go find them. Because now it's like you're
Yeah.
running between staff
Instead,
rooms,
you
and then
have
they're
to
like,
go
oh no,
to
but they might be
Claire.
down with the first years and all this stuff. That's you're just running
Yeah.
around like a lunatic trying to find someone.
That was
I think
the
as well-
most annoying thing ever. Trying to look
Oh,
for
yeah.
teachers. You have to go down and find out where they are. 99% of the time they weren't where they were
Mhm.
where you were told they were. And
Oh,
they
yeah.
were
Or they just go say they're with third years
And
and
you'd
then
be
there's
like-
about 7 third year classes. And you'd have to go to every single one of them.
yeah, that's what I thought as well. It was so
And they'd all
annoying.
be on opposite sides of the school.
I think that's one thing where it was nice because if, for example, we had like a class on the very top floor and then had like a class down in the science labs and then again top floor, that got exhausting. I think it was third year or second year where we had that at some point where it was top floor, down science lab, and then up to the top floor, that got annoying. And then as well, the teachers are always having a go at you if you walk into the class like a second after the bell, even though you've just had to sprint up like 3 million flights of stairs.
I don't think
But
we've
then-
ever had a situation like that. Our classes are always close together.
No, we
My
had
classes are never close together.
I will never forget it. It was first year. We were up in the balcony, like SPHU, CSP, one of them.
Mm.
And then we had to come back down the stairs to the reception.
Oh, and you just
and then go up to religion,
to
up
religion.
115. And then you'd come back down and then we had science.
Yeah.
And I
Well,
can
the three
remember
class, it was this.
there was
It
like
was like that across the
this
school.
week of school where my water bottle would just keep leaking. And it leaked up in the CSP class in the balcony. And then we had to go tell Miss Reynolds that we had to clean up in the CSP room. So we were up, back
had to get 'em
down,
off.
and then
We
back
had to
up
get 'em off.
again. Then we had to go on a hunt for Tide. We were actually exhausted.
Yeah.
And then I was there mopping the floor then.
I
About
think one thing
3
is
days
if
in a
we-
row. And then Laura was on the dust and came mopping with me.
That's a lie. That's because
I
my
think-
bag was soaking.
If we do go back to like what we had before without like the stationary classrooms, I think the teachers are actually going to be a lot easier with the whole time thing, because it's now that it's like 5 minutes after the bell, the teacher walks through the door being like, oh Jesus, the stairs are a lot harder than I thought, and we're just there like, yes, we know, we've been doing it for years and you always have a go at us whenever we get here 2 minutes before the bell, that kind of thing. But I think if we do go back,
And
then
we
they're going
got
to be
to
a
be
lot
like in the
nicer with
teacher's
that.
shoes going, where are they? What is taking them so long?
Yeah. We used
There'd be
to-
sometimes we'd be sitting
For
there
us,
for
it was
about 15
always-
minutes for a teacher walks in.
Yeah, I'm
Not
definitely
15
cutting this
minutes,
out.
it'd be like 2.
It was. There was times then where we were just sitting there going, do we go now and see if we can find them, or do we just sit here? I just want to see now what it's going to be like with a different principal.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
It's
Like,
gonna
I
be
literally
strange.
just remember that right now.
It's gonna be strange because we're used to
Yeah.
having that
Miss
one
Barrett.
principal.
Yeah.
Not having them anymore is just gonna be weird. Like there's not gonna
Like,
be much of a change though. Like everything's gonna be
I
the
think
same.
the things we do in school will be different. Like activity things.
I think it might be a bit more like mental health based, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. Because like Miss Barrett was good for mental health and she had like the events organized and all that kind of stuff. But I feel like there's going to be
But
a big
Mr. O'Shea was
push on that kind of
behind
stuff.
all of them.
Yeah,
Exactly.
he was
So
like the person
now that
organizing.
he's principal, it's going to be very kind of mental healthy and trying to take care of yourself and all that stuff. So I don't know if that's going to be a good or a bad thing.
And we used
Because
to have,
it could
he
be
used to
good
come and
that
talk
there's less stress, or it could be
every week.
bad because there's like a lot of the mental health talks are fine and all, but it's always the same 3 things that they're repeating. It's like, oh, just don't stress and all this stuff. And then we walk into the class afterwards and they're like, girls, we were already 18 classes behind and it's only the first day. And we're just like, okay, so we're being told not to stress. And then we're just being put in situations where we stress.
I actually can't wait to go back to school.
Oh my god, I don't know why, but I actually am as well.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited. Like, obviously, if summer could go on forever, great, definitely picking that. But like, I am actually excited. I think most years I'm like ridiculously nervous going back because, you know, anxiety and all. But I think this year I'm actually feeling grand. I think it's because we're going into leaving cycle now. And it's like the whole time we've just been told, oh yeah, but once you get to this, it'll all be grand. And once you get to this, then you'll know where like how it all works and all this, which we definitely
And
don't.
everybody's like, once you get to this year, all the teachers are like so chill.
I know, yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
They're like,
Fine.
they become like your friends.
I think it's as well though
And,
with
like,
leaving cert, like what they teach you is way more what's actually in the exam, because in junior cert it's like, oh, we're just going to learn this and we're going to learn this, but they never actually tell you what's on the exam. And then it's
And
only
they're like,
then,
in
the
English
leaving
class, they're
way-
like, learn this poem off by heart. And then you're like, learn it off by heart. And then they're like, all right, that was great. That's great practice for when you have to learn poems off by heart.
you're
I know,
like,
yeah. And I think it's as well just in leaving cert, it's so much more like, this is actually what's going to be coming up on your thing. This is how often they like to put this in. You definitely need to know this. That even
Yeah,
in
that's
fourth,
because
And this is
we don't have time
this
to
is the
spare.
type of question that
Exactly.
We don't
Yeah,
have time to
they're
spare in
teaching
leaving
us
cert.
for the exams. They're not just kind of teaching us for the sake of it. That like in
Yeah,
fourth year, I think
you're
they
not
did a
like,
mix that they were
this
both
week we're
teaching
going to
us
learn
standard stuff, but
Hamlet,
it
but
was,
you're
yeah.
actually doing Macbeth.
Yeah,
Yeah, like they don't have time to spare. Like they have to teach you everything that you need to know to be prepared.
Yeah.
And there's no breaks or nothing. You just have to be taught these things, and once you're taught them, grand. But like that will take the whole 2 years.
I'm excited for
So-
the smaller classes.
Oh, stop
Yeah.
it, same. I
Like-
prefer smaller classes way
Same.
I
more.
always thought we had a small music class, but this year it's going to be
Five.
tiny.
I'm pretty sure there's like 5 or 6 of us.
We
Five
don't,
or
if there's
six.
only 5 of us, we don't even have enough people to do practicals.
That's true.
You're gonna need to loop
Like-
other people in.
Yeah, sure. That's what they used to do with us. Like we were roped in there like
Yeah.
last
That's
year,
because
but
there
we
was,
ended up
like-
getting to do it because of.
Oh my god, I was
okay.
actually delighted that we didn't have to do that. But now I
I'm
wish
so
that we
nervous.
did. I was like, when they got cancelled, I was delighted. But now I wish that at least the practicals had happened, because I want to know what they're like. I
Stop
want to
saying.
know what
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like. Like, because I know what it's like to sit in exam. But
Yeah.
I don't know what it's like to go in and sing a song in front of this person
Oh,
who's
well,
just sitting there.
I've some sort of an
when
idea
you're
because like it's
judging you.
wouldn't be too far away from like a fiddle exam, but it's not like to the extent, because for like doing an exam for an instrument, you'd have a load of different things, and you'd have like, so you'd have to like talk to them about things, and you have to like do all these so many different tasks and stuff to make sure like to be able to get your mark at the end. For your practical, I'm pretty sure they ask you, they might only talk to you for like a minute, not even. But then most of the thing is just doing the playing or the singing or the whatever. And then like I know how that feels, so that should be okay. Like I'm not too nervous about that, but yeah, it would have
And
been
I
cool.
really, do you know,
Oh,
for like music, I want to know what that computer thing is.
Oh, when you have to do composing on the
They keep
computer. and
going
stuff.
on about it, and I'm like, what is that? I like, it sounds so interesting. But then
Yeah.
I'm also like, will I be able to do that? I was like, that sounds complicated.
One thing
I'm
I'm really nervous for is the orals, like for the language subjects, because when I know the languages, like I'm absolutely fine with that. In my head, I could happily have a conversation about anything you want, whatever. I know the vocab,
Yeah.
all this, but it's as soon as I'm actually talking, I just freeze up. I've always had that it's, I don't know, even with French in junior cycle, like I knew what we were doing, and when I read the questions that we were gonna do, whatever, I knew exactly what I was gonna say. But then the second I was actually speaking, I just went nah, sorry, I can't. That's
Yeah.
I'm always like that with languages. I know exactly what I'm gonna say in my head, but then as soon as I try and speak, I just get so mixed up, and I speak at like 2 million miles an hour because I'm nervous, and then I just like trip up with my words.
My favorite thing about languages is the actual like talking to people and stuff. Like I would talk to someone all day in Irish or French, and I
You know
feel
what I'm actually
it comes to me
really
easier
happy
when it's,
about?
you know, rather than
I'm-
writing it down. Because when I'm writing it down, I have such a mental block, and like having to spell things, I'm like,
Oh yeah.
what? But like being able to have a conversation with somebody in a language, I don't know, it comes to me easier than having to write it down, and I actually know what's going on. I feel, you know, like I don't commonly talk to people in French or Irish, but like it sounds more appealing to me than writing an essay in French or Irish. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, I'm actually happy about what we did in fourth year, like, because we did loads of like projects and presentations, and by the end of it, I couldn't care less about going up and speaking to the class about my PowerPoint. Whereas
same.
in first and
Maybe
third
not.
year,
Couldn't care less.
first and third year,
Like,
I actually would have died.
Oh yeah, no, like any kind of
I
CBAs we had to
actually
do, I
would have
was
died if
like
you
half
asked me to make
at the time
PowerPoint.
before it went up. But now I'm just like, yeah, grand, know these people so well anyway.
And you actually realize that nobody actually cares.
Mm.
They're just gonna sit there with that dead look on their face because they don't want to be there, not because they're making fun of you.
so what did you do for most summer? I know like COVID and stuff, it was difficult to do things, but what did you do?
I went to my mobile home in Carterstown for the whole summer.
I was working most of the summer, so I was standing in a freezing cold room looking out at the sunshine going, oh, it looks so nice out there.
I was just in West Cork, in my house in West Cork for the entire summer, basically. I'd say altogether I was up about 10 days during the entire summer.
Yeah.
So I was down
Yeah.
for almost 3 months, like I usually am. That's what I do every summer. We went kayaking a lot. Go kayaking all the time. Probably gonna go kayaking this weekend. Go to places like Lochline and Dragomna and stuff like that. Go kayaking, really nice, and swimming. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I went to the beach a couple times to go swimming, which was actually really nice. So
Oh, the water was so nice this year. I loved going swimming, and Lochline is a gorgeous place to swim. Actually, I loved that this year.
so earlier today was actually really nice because the weather has been so nice all day. Which was absolutely killing my arm because I literally cannot move it from the vaccine. And trying to swim with that was such great fun.
Wait, you actually went swimming? That's why your hair's wet.
No, it's wet because I went for a shower so that the salt wouldn't be in my hair anymore.
Where'd you go?
There's no idea what's it called. It's near Garyvaux.
Yeah, it was a good summer though this year. Warm, very warm. A lot of good weather. Thank God.
Loving global warming.
Yeah. And it's supposed to be good this week again. And hopefully. It's
It
nice
actually is
up
just
here again.
roasting hot.
Really, one thing I've noticed this summer, it's really humid.
Mm.
Yeah,
It's not just warm, it's humid. It's like clammy and it's horrible.
like when I had my hair like this during the summer, I'd walk out the door and half an hour later, it'd be all frizzy and ginormous. Because it's the humidity.
I
I
have
look
kind of frizzy hair
disgraceful.
anyway, so.
Okay, so now we're going to be doing a quick game. So basically, we're going to say a first name, and then the others have to say a second name that they associate with it. So for example, if I said Kate, then what would you say?
Middleton.
Exactly.
Say first name.
Me?
Yeah.
Liam.
Hemsworth.
What did you say, Laura?
Payne. Liam Payne.
Yeah. They were the two I was thinking of.
Matt.
LeBlanc.
First thing that comes to your head.
I have no idea. It's not Matt, but Matty Westbrook. So
Close enough. Yeah, sure.
um,
I was thinking of there's just a gymnast called Matt Whitlock. It was the first one that came to my head when I said the word Matt. Who was yours? Who's Matt LeBlanc?
you know
He's in Friends.
Yeah,
He's in
Oh,
Friends.
is that his name? I
Joey.
didn't know that was his actual
Friends.
name.
But then there was also Matthew Perry, and I was trying to choose which one because it was Matthew Perry that came to my head first. But then I was like, "That's
Mm.
Matthew." I was like,
No,
"I'll
but
just
like
go
you
with
could
Matt."
also use that because it has Matt in it.
I know. Matthew.
Go on, Mira.
Okay.
Steve.
Jobs. It doesn't have to be different to mine.
Yeah, it has to now because we waited so long.
Yeah.
I can't think of another Steve. Steve is like, I'm gonna say, the only people I can only think of like character names.
Yeah, I use
in,
that.
like,
That's the
TV
same
shows.
thing.
Yeah, but I
Yeah,
can't.
same thing.
Okay, I'm gonna say Steve Rogers.
All
All
three
I
of us.
could think. My turn. Taylor.
Lautner. Is that how you say his name? Taylor Lautner? Is that how you say his name? I don't know.
Yeah. Mira.
Hold on to me.
What did Mira say?
I said Swift.
Oh, I didn't hear you.
Oh, sorry.
Bobby.
What?
Who?
I said Bobby.
I can only think of Millie Bobby Brown.
Yeah, sure has Bobby in it.
I can't think of
Yeah.
anyone called Bobby. Apart from your dog, but like.
Yeah, apart from your dog, he's not a celebrity.
Could be.
Laura, can you think of one celebrity called Bobby? See, she says a name, but yes, she can't think of one
I just
herself.
don't have a name. I don't have to think of anything else.
Yeah,
All I have to
but
do
you
is
have
say
to
the
make
name.
sure that there's actually celebrities with that
Oh,
name.
there's 100% a celebrity that has Bob that has the name Bobby or something like that.
Okay. Your turn there.
Sophia.
The first.
That's the first thing I thought of too. But I wasn't gonna say it. I was like, purse is actually the first thing I thought of. Oh my God.
And I literally said it, and then I was mortified that I
That's
said
her
it.
name.
Sofia Vergara.
That's her. That's what I was thinking of. I knew her name was Sophia, but I didn't know what her second name was. Oh, that's funny. I genuinely
Hello.
also thought Sophia the first.
I love that I said that.
I was just gonna say it. I was like, no, I can't say that.
You were like, I can't say that. That's mortifying.
Oh.
It is mortifying. I can't believe I said that.
Go on, Priva.
My turn. Jennifer.
Lopez.
Aniston.
Alan.
Woods.
I can't think of any famous Allens. Alan. No. I don't even know what Mara said.
Woods. Alan Woods. I don't know who that is, but
I don't either. I don't know any famous Allens. But you know how I thought you said Ellen, and I was about to say DeGeneres, but didn't say Ellen. You said Alan.
I said Alan.
Yeah,
Oh.
I was literally about to say DeGeneres, but then I realised that you said Alan. So I don't know.
Alan. Come on, Mara. Alan.
I'm terrible with coming up with names. Heidi.
Clune. Is that Clume or Clune? I don't know how she said. I don't know if it's an N or an N.
The model one, anyway.
Yeah. She'd be on America's Got Talent.
Yeah. Oh, is it my turn? I had to think her name. David.
I know that it's the guy who plays Ross in David Schwimmer. That's who.
Schwimmer,
Yeah.
Oh, I'll go with it then, because I don't know any of
You
it.
can't do that, Laura. That's cheating.
Yes, I can.
You have to say someone else.
No, I don't. It's not the point of it. No, but that
Sure.
would, yeah.
Okay, Laura, come
Your
on, one
turn.
last one.
We can't hear you.
Neil.
Leah. Oh, Neil.
Neil.
Prendeville.
Yeah, same.
I thought you were going to say Neil Armstrong.
Oh yeah.
Neil Prendeville is way more
Neil
famous.
Prendeville. I love how that's the first one that you said. That's really funny.
That's what being from Cork is like.
That's all for today's podcast. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Just a little chat about going back to school, how we feel, and just a random little game for you as well.
So this year we're going to try to keep uploading every Monday. As usual, we might miss a Monday every now and then because we are going into 5th year, but we're going to try to keep it as regular as possible.
Thanks for listening. Bye. It's on my phone and it's like properly placed now. It's on top of a candle, which then has a ring box on top of it, and then it's leaning against something behind it.
Just say that's it for today. Ciao.
Ciao.
Are you ready?
I've been ready.
No, you haven't. You've been fixing your hair. Welcome back to the presentation. Your liability. I actually can't wait to go back. Laura, stop laughing.
I'm not laughing.
Actually can't wait to go back to school.
I want to say that again.
That was so natural and everything. Like that was not fake.
Don't want the summer to end.